What up, guys? Welcome back to Kicks of the Trade, a sneaker podcast designed to bridge the gap between the casual sneaker fan and the avid sneaker enthusiast. Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm one of your co-hosts, Kelsey Cristiano, and I am joined by Chris.
Hey.
What up? Episode number 2. I'm excited to be back in action with you. How was your weekend?
Had a great weekend. Excited. The episode 1, amazing, sensational.
Yes.
How was your weekend? Agree. What's up? Give me some highlights. So before we get into it, give me some highlights.
Before we dive into it, I had an awesome, solid weekend. I kind of just chilled, and I actually bought a Sega Genesis.
A classic Sega or like one of those remastered joints?
No, like a classic old school Sega. I think it's like a Sega 16 is what it is.
Sega Genesis 16-bit or something like that.
Yeah, 16-bit. You know it.
Yeah, I know. I used to have one.
Oh man,
did you get Did it come with like a lot of games?
Well, it came with a couple games, but I ended up going and I found Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had to buy that separately. It was supposed to come with it, and then some guy bought it off of him for like $25 or whatever. Then they're rare. Like I actually found one at a store for $7.99. So I was like, I drove straight over there and got it because they're so hard to come by nowadays.
I know. I still have an Xbox 360, and the only reason I still have it is because I have a game called Sega Classics, and it has all the old classic Sega games on it. Really? So that's the only reason I still keep my Xbox 360.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
what I use. Yeah, I bought the game twice because the first time I bought it, I messed it up because I took it out or I turned it, and it messed up the game. So yeah.
Oh no.
I like Sega.
I don't know why. I was just like in this kind of like mood. I went to like this vintage store the other day, and I was just like, I found some like cool vintage like tees and stuff, and I was like, man, I want a Sega. So I found one off of Craigslist. It was $55. It came with like Batman and Ren and Stimpy, which I don't play. And then when I went to go buy Sonic from a store, I also found the Pat Riley basketball game.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. They're just like slamming down dunks. It's hilarious watching it because they're just like two-handed jams. But I'm getting back into my Sonic groove. I love that game.
There you go.
So do you have any fun weekend highlights or
it was just that disappointing Logan Paul fight, but besides that, like no crazy highlights, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I will say this to get back on the sneaker news. I actually did not hit on the Hyper Royals this weekend, which is.
So you tried though.
I did try. I always try. But I did not. I was going after for a friend, but I didn't hit as usual. Speaking of that, like it's just a commonplace.
I did not hit, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to get into the basics, the sneakerhead 101, if you will. Because you got to be ready for some L's in this game. Yeah. They're inevitable, and I didn't get the Royals either, the Hyper Royals either.
So today's episode, like she said, is about sneakerhead 101. I know a lot of times we get a lot of friends and asking us questions about like, hey, what does it take to be a sneakerhead? What does that look like? How do I navigate through the sneakerhead industry? Just what shoes to get, what shoes not to get. I don't want to look like a poser, but I also don't want to have like whack ass shoes. So this is what this episode's about. We're just going to help you guys kind of navigate through the whole sneaker culture of like what to have that's hot and what to have that's not, how to navigate through it, how to get there, what to prepare for, what it looks like, and just really answer some of those questions that we get from some of our friends, families, and there's people who are even coworkers who are close to us about that. So that's what we're here for. And if you guys have any more questions, man, just you know where to find us: Instagram, YouTube, all those places. But we're going to dive into some of those questions now.
Yeah, dive in.
What's the first comment or first thing you wanted to talk about that I know was like kind of burning on your mind real quick?
Yeah. So my number one in the Sneakerhead 101 is it kind of blends together, but buy the shoes that you like. And when you're first getting into sneakers, buy something that's versatile. that, that, you know, goes with everything. I think sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating seeing all these, you know, there's a ton of cool shoes out there. And as a female, sometimes there's this question of like, is that going to look good on my feet? Like, is that too much more of like a guy's shoe? You know, the sneaker world is kind of, it blends now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number one is pick something that you plan on wearing and that you like. You know, don't fall for the hype, and pick something that's versatile. Like a few of my suggestions would be, like I love my Hirachis, just like a plain white Hirachi. They go with everything. They're a classic kick. Like Air Maxes are a great starter shoe. Yeah.
I would say another thing I would say is also go with an Air Force One. It's I wouldn't say it doesn't have to be a white on white, but stay with like a basic color. Like they come out with so many different styles and so many different designs that you're going to find a pair that fits you. Whether you're a more of a casual dresser, more of a like upscale dresser, the Air Force One there's definitely something in your wheelhouse that they make. And if you're like kind of scared of like crazy colors or crazy designs, go with a classic white on white. What I will say in terms of the Air Force One, I personally am not a fan of all black Air Force Ones. And they have in the sneaker culture, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. There is a negative connotation with the all black Air Force One. It's like it's like a kind of running joke, like you're gonna do like bad stuff if you have a black Air Force One, or like you're like a crook if you like, it's like the crook sneaker. So I just don't think they look that good. But I would say definitely if you're new in terms of versatility and just hitting the mark of like, hey, I'm not sure if it's gonna look good on my foot or not, go with an Air Force One, go with an Air Max, go with a Hirachi, and get out that mindset of a shoe's not gonna fit me because I'm a woman, or it's not gonna fit me because I have big feet. Look, I have big feet, you're a woman. Usually it'll look good on you. You just got to get yourself out of that mindset, you know?
Yeah. It's so interesting, like the black Air Force One, like criminal type, like connotation that it goes with it. Some like sneaker history, if you will. The word sneaker, this is for all the newbies out there, actually came from like, you know, sneakers are, it's basically like rubber and canvas shoe is how it really began. Like you think about like the classic Converse. But the word sneaker came about because they walked so lightly, so they kind of got the nickname of sneaks, and like people were really like sneaky in them, so it kind of got this connotation that like it was involved in like criminality and like robbers. Not necessarily the case anymore. Now they're just cool, but sneakers have some cool backstories.
I would say my next little tidbit is treat your shoes with some respect, man. Like put some respect on your shoes.
Put some respect on their name.
Yeah, put some respect on your shoes. So by that I mean like don't walk around like, if take some time and give your shoes some TLC. So invest in a shoe cleaner. Take the time just to wipe them down. They don't have to be immaculate every time you walk out. And sometimes shoes do look better with some wear on them. But take care of your shoes. If your laces get dirty, take them out, throw them in the washing machine, wash your laces. If your shoes get dirty, stuff some newspaper in there, get the little brush them, get a toothbrush, brush them, circular motions. Like you don't have to buy this expensive like shoe cleaner. You can get some laundry detergent, a little bit of water. That's what me and my brother used to do back in the day. Put in a little cap and just do circular motions, or get a washcloth, get some elbow grease and just rub them down. But respect your shoes. That's one of the things I really don't like to see is people walking around with dirty shoes. Like, and it's an easy fix. It's not even like it's something that's hard. I'm not saying you have to have like
immaculate shoes,
dead stock shoes all the time, but like treat them with a little respect.
100%. Couldn't agree more. To piggyback on that, like, yes, it's important to clean and maintain your shoes, but also like treat them nicely. You know, don't just like get home and freaking like use the other shoe to pull them off and like leave them upside down hanging at the door. Like I put my shoes, I've got like nice containers for the shoes that I like. And I kind of display them. I'm proud of my shoes. And I think yeah, don't just like trash them in the hallway and have your dog come run up and like,
Right, right, right. Or jump or start puddle stomping in them or anything like that.
like, yeah, kind of like watch where you're walking. That's a
Yeah.
big one. Like, I'm not,
That's for any shoes though, but yeah.
be aware of your surroundings. Like,
Right.
try not to be in like high volume areas with the shoes that you really like.
Correct.
All right. So that's number 2. Number 3, what do we got for number 3? Do your research. So I'll dive into this one a little bit and then I'll let you take over, Chris.
Right.
Do your research. I remember a lot of people, a lot of my friends, like, where do you get your shoes, Kelsey? And like, you know, you got to kind of like look out there. It's not something that you can typically just like go in the store and buy a shoe. There are definitely some shoes that are like constantly in rotation that you can find at, you know, Foot Locker and Finish Line or Sneaker Palace. But like a lot of these shoes, the more limited exclusive, you can't walk in and try on a Yeezy. So
you probably
yeah. What?
Never will. You probably never will be able to either.
No, like I had a girlfriend ask me like, where do I go buy some Yeezys? Like, can I go try them on? And I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
So kind of do your research. There's apps that you can download. Sneakers app is a huge one. Obviously, you're going to be shown the releases that are coming up, and that's how now in the digital world, shoes are bought online. So, and know the difference between, you know, what you're going to be paying retail and on a, you know, more sought after shoe, the resale value of them.
Yeah, absolutely. To piggyback off of that a little bit. So, I would say in terms of doing your research, there's so many resources at your disposal now. Use Google. I mean, let's keep it simple. Use Google. Google something. If you want a shoe, Google, hey, how do I get releases for where are they releasing the Hyper Royal Jordan 1? It's seriously, it's that simple. It'll give you, there's so many like sneaker forums now and Instagram and all this stuff. They publicize
the trade.
Yeah, House of Trade. They publicize all these releases because they want you to buy them, but they also want to hype up the shoe. So they're going to let you know where you can get them. Like there's sometimes like some places you can do raffles. Like you can give yourself a lot more opportunities. And like Kelsey said, you can't just walk into the store and get a lot of these shoes. Like the shoes we referred to earlier, like the Air Force Ones, the Air Maxes and the Huaraches and those type of shoes, you can walk into the shoe and get them. But like more of the highly sought after, like the limited release Jordans and some of those things that you quote unquote see us sneakerheads wearing, you're not just gonna be able to walk in and get those. So you have to really plan and think about when you're gonna get these shoes. And some of those apps to get the release dates are Sneakers app. That's for Nike sneakers. So like for Jordans and Nikes, that's for Sneakers app. For Adidas shoes, you're gonna use the Confirmed app. So that's like for your Yeezys, your Sambas, just stuff like that. So more of your Adidas releases. And then just to get a general release of all shoes, all brands, all companies, one of the things that I personally use is Kicks on Fire. Kicks on Fire has a great catalog in terms of what shoes are coming out, and then just use Instagram. Like Instagram will tell you, follow some of these sneaker influencers. I know there's a guy I use. His name is Z Sneakers. He's pretty on top of all his releases. He's more geared towards like Nike and Jordan, not really so much like Adidas releases, but still, just get on Instagram. You'll find some stuff. Use social media to your disposal, and think of these releases as like concert tickets. Like you're not just gonna walk in the day of or day before and get a big ticket to go see Beyonce. It's the same thing with these sneakers. Day of, you're not just gonna be able to walk in anywhere and get these shoes for the prices that they're for retail. So think about that when you go get these shoes. Yeah. Think of it as Black Friday every day. When these sneakers come out, it's like Black Friday every day. That's the best analogy I can give you.
Pitching a tent, waiting outside the store for hours.
That's how it used to be back in the day.
That's how it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that too, like turn on your notifications for things like that. This is probably like more so the more advanced sneaker head 101. I mean, you gotta get down with the basics first. But I get notifications from Nice Kicks. and they'll set reminders if there is a release or you have a shoe that's like you've got your eye on in a couple months that's coming out, like send yourself a calendar invite and turn on your notifications so you get notified when a shoe's
And I will say this is also a little bit more advanced once you kind of get familiar with the navigation of all this. Ask your friends to help you. I'm not afraid to ask my friends to help me. You know, actually, if you really want a shoe, you'll do whatever you want. You'll do whatever it takes to get it. Just think about it like that. But to go on to the next topic.
So we're on number 4.
Yeah, number 4. Wear your shoes. I know they're precious. Wear your damn shoes. I know they're precious. I know you spend a good amount of money, your hard-earned money. But it doesn't matter if you have a shoe and it's always in your closet. Wear them. And I'm guilty of that myself. I have a lot of shoes I haven't worn yet. But I also have a lot of shoes I do wear. But I will say, wear your shoes. Wear your shoes. You're going to get comfortable. Once you start getting your collection up a little bit, you will have shoes that you feel comfortable with wearing a little bit more. But your shoes look better with wear. Like a Jordan 1, you wear it a little bit, it looks good, man. It looks good when you wear it. So don't be afraid to wear your kicks.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, once you kind of start building a bigger collection, like, you know, I feel like I used to have like only a few shoes just in my rotation. And like, of course they were beat up because those were the only shoes that you're really wearing. But then when you start building a little bit better of a collection, like there's going to be a few shoes that you don't wear all the time, that you might only wear once or twice, or that you're sitting there and you're waiting for the right time to wear them. Like they don't need to be whipped out of the box the first day you get them. But you know, your shoes will definitely look better when you're not wearing them as often. You have a few more options here, but you know, shoes are meant to be worn. Like what good are they if they're just like sitting in a box? I mean, they'll probably be worth a lot one day, but
yeah, that's very true. They are like
there's that positive.
They are like art pieces. Treat them like art pieces, though.
Yeah,
they look better with wear at. You know, sometimes you gotta wear your art, though.
Yeah, 100%. Number 5. All right, what do we have here? Prepare yourself for some L's.
Yeah,
it's inevitable that you are probably going to fall in love with a shoe, and then your heart is going to get broken when you don't get that shoe. And it is part of the game. So
just prepare yourself for disappointment. Look, we don't need to elaborate more on that. Just prepare yourself for disappointment. If you love a shoe, you're probably not going to get it 9 times out of 10. But if you do, be happy, be appreciative, but don't think it's going to be like that every time. You know, like, I know people get beginner's luck, hit on the first shoe they try to get, and they think it's going to be like that every time. It's not. You're going to miss more than you hit. It's just like basketball. It's like sports.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot a lot, but you're going to miss a lot too. So think about a good percentage.
But you're going to miss 99% of the shots that you don't take.
So,
but yeah, you know, like sometimes I'm like, man, I feel like a defeated loser. And I still get pissed when I don't get a shoe that I really want. Like it won't go away, but like I'm prepared for that disappointment now.
For me being a sneakerhead, it's kind of like part of the game. Like it's part of it. It's like, okay, I know the disappointment and I don't like it, but I understand that it's part of it. And it doesn't feel good, but it makes me more excited for the next one and the next one. And if I keep missing it when I hit, I'm like,
yeah.
So it's part of it.
That like hard to get aspect, like in a relationship, like chasing after like something that's like so desirable, you don't know if you can get it.
It's like a Pokemon, you know, like I caught it. You know?
Yeah. Oh my God, so true.
Yeah.
But with that segue, it's okay to skip on shoes. You don't like need to go for everything, especially getting into shoes. Like they're retailing $170, $200. Resell is even more expensive, obviously. So it's okay to skip on some shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing more need be said with that. The next one is women. This is for the women.
Okay, I'll get into this one.
And for the small-feeted people.
Yes.
I'll let you touch this one.
Yes. Okay. So big woman tip. If you're a female, want to be getting into sneakers, definitely know how to convert your size into a men's size. And into a youth size. I learned this the hard way. When I first started getting into sneakers, I was like, there's no women's sizes. Like, what's going on? But that's unfortunately because you have to go with the men's release. And if you're lucky enough to have a small enough foot, you can go into the youth sizes as well. And if a shoe drops in that size. So basic way to do it is you got to add 1.5 to your, subtract 1.5 to your female size. Yeah. I wear an 8.5 women's. That means I am a 7 in men's and in youth as well. So you got to know that in case the shoe doesn't come out in women's sizes. Very, very important, because you might accidentally buy some big shoes and they're not going to fit you.
Right. And I'll give you another tip, just from somebody who owns a few pair of these, is Yeezys, you can go a size up. So for me, I wear 15 in Yeezy. 15 normally in most shoes, and Yeezys I go to a size 16. So Kelsey would wear a size 8, or you wear what? What do you wear in a Yeezy?
I still wear 7s in Yeezys.
You do wear 7s?
Yeah.
Just know they run smaller. I'll say that. They usually tend to run smaller. So go a half size to a full size. In my size, they don't come in half sizes at that point. It's all full size. So I have to go to a 16. I probably wear a 15.5, but if you can go a half to a full size, I would suggest that in a Yeezy.
Yeah. I for mine, women, I always go, I can go either in the Jordan 11s. I can go to a 6.5 or a 7. So kind of you'll get to know how different shoes fit your feet. But
and if you have an opportunity, go try them on in the stores. It's very rare, but if you see if you have a friend who has a shoe like that, just try it on and say, hey, can I try that on real quick? I just want to see how it feels. And usually they'll be like, yeah. Some people will be like, no, but usually they say yes.
Yeah. Don't get confused with there's the grade school shoe and then there's the youth shoe, right? Or what's below it? Big kid shoes.
Big kid shoes, yeah.
That is not the same size as the grade school.
It's not. You should know. You'll see it and look, and you should be able to tell. But it happens. I've seen it happen. So
it's happened to me.
Yeah, I used to work in a shoe store, so I've seen it happen.
Yeah. What we got next?
We got the retail versus resale and general release versus limited. So I'm going to touch that just a little bit. We're not going to go crazy into that. I think we kind of got into it a little bit while we've been talking, but I'm just give you a little small hint. So retail is the price that you pay for the shoe. Resale is usually an inflated price for the shoe. Now, it's not that every time that's an inflation on the price, but 9 times out of 10, I would say even 99.9%, there is an inflation price on the retail price. So if a Jordan 1 were to cost $170, 9 times out of 10, you're going to at least pay the $215 and up on the shoe. That's the resale. And then a general release is a shoe that has a higher quantity, usually a full size run. So a full size run it goes from what Kelsey was talking about, from the smallest size to the biggest sizes. And then the limited is usually very small quantities, very release in a very small demographic in terms of maybe just a sneakers app or just boutique stores and stuff like that. That's not something you really have to worry about right now, especially getting into it. That'll be a different episode at another date. We'll get more into that terminology and stuff like that. But I just wanted to we wanted to give you guys an idea of what that looked like.
Yeah. And just jumping in really fast on it too, StockX is an awesome platform that you can see what people are selling and buying shoes for. It's kind of like the stock exchange of the sneaker world. Yeah. And items in this world are worth what people are willing to pay for them.
Exactly. That's why we trade at House of Trade.
So there are other cool ways that you can come about sneakers that don't necessarily, because you can spend a lot of money in this industry.
You absolutely can.
And,
absolutely.
We'll get into other ways that you don't have to be rich to be a sneakerhead.
Absolutely. This is my biggest one, being somebody who's new, even if you're not into sneakers, even if you're just, hey, you're a casual sneaker fan here and there. Hey, I like Michael Jordan. I wanted to get a pair of Jordans. I suggest everyone, even if you hate sneakers, I would say read the book Shoe Dog. It's a great book, even if you're a business, if you're an entrepreneur, I highly suggest it. Fitness professional, sneakerhead, I think everybody should read Shoe Dog. It's the book, just give a brief synopsis, is about Phil Knight and the rise of Nike and how Nike literally started from the ground up. Like every little detail it tells you about Nike. It tells you like how Nike didn't start as Nike, it started Blue Ribbon Sports, how they didn't start with their own sneakers. It just gives you the whole history of Nike, and really it makes you appreciate sneakers and just appreciate the entrepreneurial spirit, the no quit mentality, the I got to get it done at all costs mentality, the sacrifice, like the really American, the story of like I'm giving everything to make this dream work. And if you're a person who really who's like an entrepreneur or in business or just like the motivational type stuff, I really suggest this book for you. I'm not a huge reader. I'll just be fully transparent about that. But that is one of the books I did invest my time into reading, and it helped tremendously in starting my business.
Yeah, no, it's a good read. It's a good read even if you don't like sneakers, which
Right.
you're probably only listening to this because you like sneakers.
Right.
But it's very interesting to see how Nike came about. They weren't one of the first sneaker companies on the block, but they're definitely, I'm sure, seen as the biggest one now. Yeah. So it's interesting to see how they come up within
also
other sneakers.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, but also I will say it's also I'll give you another piece of what the book brings. It also brings about how to establish your culture amongst your business or culture amongst things you do. Really, I think it's one of the things that we really don't talk about much is just establishing a culture. Nike in this book really does a good job about how it established its culture, and even how it's even transcended even to now, how their culture is just such a mainstay in business and even the athletic lifestyle.
100%. Love it. Love it. All right. Two more. We got two more, right?
Yep.
So, don't try to keep up with everyone. So there is a lot on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever. A lot of people are just kind of like falling for the hype in a way. Like, don't try to keep up with everyone. Again, wrapping up to number one, buy what you like. I think it's the most important concept within a sneaker industry.
Yep. And I'll just jump on that real quick. Don't keep up with the Joneses. A lot of people flex for Instagram. They might not even have their own shoes. Don't feel like you have to keep up with them. You don't. Mm-hmm. You don't. Like you said, get what you like. You don't have to have this extravagant collection where like you're posting a new shoe every day. You don't have to do that. Have 5, 6, 7 pairs of shoes, not even that many, 4 or 5 that you really like, and keep it moving. Don't feel like you have to get everything every time,
100%. I'll let you ring it in with the last one, Chris.
Don't do this to be a reseller. This is not the time to do this to be a reseller. If you're listening to this to be a reseller, this is probably not the best platform for you. Just keep it honest with you. And also, this is probably not for everybody. This is not for the faint of heart. And if you're doing it to be a reseller, you're not in this for the right reasons. Now, can you make money off of this? Absolutely. Have I resold shoes? Yes. But I do not do this to be a reseller. I do this because I love sneakers. If I didn't have this platform, I would still love sneakers. Before there was Instagram, I love sneakers. When I was a little kid, I loved sneakers. I love sneakers. Do this for the love of sneakers. Do this for the love of fashion. Do this for the love of like how it makes you feel. That's how I got into sneakers, because the way it made me feel. I didn't do this because it gave me a bunch of money. Have I spent money? Yes. Have I made money? Yes. But don't do this to get in for money, because if you do, you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to be very upset. Now, are there people who are lucrative in doing this? Absolutely, yes. But this is not the way to go about it. I just don't suggest you start getting in the sneaker game because you want to make money. That's just not, that's not real passion. Get in it because you have a passion for it.
Yep. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yep.
All right. So that's our Sneakerhead 101.
Let me know, guys, hit us up and let us know if there's anything that we missed or anything you want to know about. On to our next segment, Copper Drop. Copper
Let's hit it.
Drop. All right.
All right.
Air Jordan UNC 4.
Okay. Yeah. Those are coming out on the 28th this month, retailing for $225.
Okay.
What do you copping or dropping these?
I'm dropping these, man. I was thinking about copping, but it's just like there's so much coming out. I'm gonna drop these because there's that the Lightning 4s coming out in August, and I really got my eyes set on those. But I could change my mind. So ask me a little bit closer to the date, but I will probably try and go after them, but I think I'm gonna drop them.
All right, like it. I'm probably on the same note as you. I don't like love again, like I'm a little bit more of like a versatile sneakerhead. Like I like to have some stuff that like you get, goes with your wardrobe and whatnot. And I think these will look dope with like, all black. It's a powder blue shoe. They're cool. I might try to go after them, but I'm probably not getting my heart broken if I don't hit on them.
Yeah. Second shoe, the Campus ADS South Park Tolly shoes. I will not go after these. I'm not really a big Campus Adidas shoe guy. I'm really like it kind of gives me that shell toe vibe, but I do like the idea and I do like the concept. I love it. I love the concept. So if you don't know Towley, he's a South Park character, and they're coming out in 420. So I think one of the shoes, he has bloodshot eyes because he was smoking weed. Yeah, I love the concept, just not for me.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think it's kind of, it reminds me more like people that would get like really into like the skateboard type, like some of the dunks out there.
It's a stoner.
What?
The stoner shoe.
Yeah, totally. So I think they're funny. I think they're cool. South Park, Colorado, awesome. But I would not see myself wearing those, so I'm gonna pass. I'm dropping.
The Air Max 95 LeBron home team. I love this shoe, but I will not be getting this shoe because Air Max 95s are very small on my feet and they stop at size 15. Oh. Love the shoe. LeBron's my favorite player. Love the colorway. I like everything about this shoe, from the subtle details to his 23 to like how they really add the Laker color scheme to it. But I just can't do the shoe because it's Air Max 95s, and I have a few pair, and I keep thinking they're going to fit, and they just hurt my feet every time. They need to go up in the size, but until that day, I can't mess with them, so I'm sitting these out.
My feet so bad.
Yeah. I'm old now.
Oh God. Well, these are I like this shoe. Like they're cool. And I was curious, we can talk about it after, what you think. There's like one's yellow, or one's gold, one's purple. So they're multicolored shoes. They're a different shoe on each foot. They're tight. I like them. They come out on the 21st, and I am definitely skipping because I am not a Lakers fan, and I'm taking the Nuggets all the way to the Western Conference Final. So I cannot cheat on my boys and wear some Laker looking shoes.
I got that. I totally get that. And then the last shoe is the Jordan 11 Low Legend Blue. I'm going to pass on those, but I don't like that they call them Legend Blue. They're the Columbias. Yeah. I'm an OG sneakerhead. They're the Columbia Lows, but I'm going to pass on those. I'm not a big all white shoe guy, and I don't like 11 Lows. I don't really wear a ton of 11s. But I definitely don't really wear 11 Lows. But I am excited about the cool gray 11s at the end of the year. But I'm gonna pass.
All right, there we have it. I'm a little bit undecided on these. I think I would probably personally pass on these, but I do think they would be a good starter shoe for some girls that maybe have never worn Jordans before. I have a pair of 11 Lows, and I like them. They're more of like a casual sneaker to me. I can wear them with, like I'll wear them with leggings or before a workout or something like that. And they're white with blue, kind of the icy blue on the bottom. So I think they're kind of a good versatile shoe to start with. So maybe I'll get them for one of my girlfriends.
Yeah, there you go.
If I'm feeling really nice.
There you go. Well, that's a wrap for episode 2.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Check us. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, check us back next week. We're gonna be doing this weekly. So make sure you like, subscribe, give us a follow, jump in on the conversation. We're really eager to answer some of your guys' questions and, have meaningful conversations about stuff that you guys want to hear. So check us out, Kicks of the Trade. I'm Kelsey Cristiano again.
Chris Holloway. You guys
right.
up.
Later.
Deuces.